Sales is a grind. We all know this. The long hours, the endless rejection, and the constant pressure to hit your numbers. It can leave the most motivated person feeling drained at the end of the day. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. I've learned how to stay productive and motivated in sales without sacrificing my mental health. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it as well. By the end, you're gonna have actionable strategies to hit your goals, to maintain balance, and actually enjoy the process. First is the importance of the why. Why are you doing what you're doing? And I don't wanna have some bullcrap excuse saying like, I wanna do this for a Lamborghini. I wanna do this for a new Prada bag. This is the most important question that's gonna keep you motivated in times where you're overwhelmed or you're maybe not having a good sales week. The why is really important, and I really want you guys to be true to yourself, to really start to dive deep on why exactly you're doing what you're doing. For me, when I first started, don't get me wrong, I wanted to shoot after the $10,000 months. I wanted to be able to move out, but that wasn't my main driving factor. My main driving factor was much deeper than that. It was to be able to provide for my mom, to give her the life that she always wanted but never got, to be able to support myself in ways that I never imagined I could, but most importantly, to be able to show up, to become the best version of myself for my future husband, for my future kids. And with holding on to that, it allowed me to keep going every single day. It allowed me to anchor myself deep into my beliefs, to become the person I am now, and to constantly work towards it. The reason why your why needs to be personable, it needs to be greater than that Lamborghini. It needs to be greater than that purse. For me as well, like, I think it's great to be able to work towards a car, but the car has to be worth more than just the show off. Like for me, one of the things I was working towards was a Porsche. It wasn't the materialistic item of the Porsche that had me wanting it. It was a sign of freedom. It was a sign of success. And it was a sign that I was actually working towards my goals and able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. So if you have an item like that and you're able to latch onto it, or even an experience that you want to just be able to feel like providing for your family or your kids, use that and anchor that yourself in every single day to be able to have that reason to get up and move forward and choose to be better. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to set 5 minutes aside to be able to find and try to understand why you want to do this, why you want to achieve the life that you want to achieve. And sometimes it's going to take more than 5 minutes. But with doing that discovery on yourself, you're able to find that reason to keep you going. So set some time aside, try to understand and figure out your why. What I want you to do, in the room with me can attest to this as well, I have sticky notes in my bathroom in a place where I can see every day. And it reminds me exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. So those moments where I feel stuck or I feel tired or like I want to give up, I constantly see it, and they're little reminders to keep me going. The second thing is setting realistic goals and celebrating small wins. So as a lot of us start off in our sales journey, our main goal is to make $10,000 a month. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to break it into smaller milestones. Milestones that feel like it's achievable once you hit it. And so when I first started, I had that goal of $10,000 a month and I wanted to hit it in 3 months. And then I got to the point where I was 3 months in and I still didn't know what I was doing, and I still didn't hit $10,000 a month. I felt unmotivated. I felt kind of crushed because I thought that it was so achievable, but it was 0 to 10,000. That was such a large gap. But as I took a step back and as I started to realize, I started to break it down in smaller digestible chunks. I went from 2,000, 4,000 to 6 to 8 and then 10,000. And by breaking down these small little chunks, I was able to see my progress and to be able to reward myself alongside the process as well. Like the first $2,000 month, what I did was I drove myself 2.5 hours away to one of my favorite cities. And I took myself out to a really nice lunch and sat at a really nice coffee shop. And for me, that was the best gift I could have given myself because it's what I love and I deserved it. Thirdly, you guys need to create a sustainable routine. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you to start your day off with one of the hardest tasks. This is gonna allow you to start your foot in a positive direction. And for me, when it comes to developing out my sales skills, I always start off by reviewing a great call, reviewing training that would help me throughout the day of my current day of taking calls. And by doing so, it allowed me to set the tone for the day. But also alongside this, that's really important, was a midday rest. This would allow me to take a step from my calls and take a step away from my computer. I would go on a walk, I would make a really nutritious lunch. And by taking that midday rest, it would set my second half of the day up for success, allow me to get my foot in the right direction with the right needed boost of energy and coming at it with a clear mind. And then once my day is done, once I'm done taking calls, I've already sent in my end of day report, the last thing that I would do would be my evening wind down. I would spend 10 to 20 minutes reflecting on the day, reviewing on how my calls went, how I could improve to be 1% better the next next day. But most importantly, I would set up my schedule for what tomorrow I would start my day off with. That way I already can wake up, go to the gym, and know what I need to work on in the beginning of the day. With following this routine day in and day out, it allowed me to follow the plan. And most importantly, it allowed me to be consistent. But it focused on building small habits. When I would look back at the end of the month, I would see how much I was able to grow. With following this routine and making sure I don't get burnt out, it allowed me to move the needle forward without having to take a large gap of rest. For the fourth part, I think genuinely this is the most important section, and it's prioritizing your self-care, prioritizing yourself, your body, your mind. That is the vessel that's gonna help you get to your goals. It's your temple. And what you really need to focus on is not only your mental health, but also your physical health, your well-being. And so it's really important to take care of it, to prioritize it over anything else. And the first thing that I would really focus on prioritizing is working out. If you've never worked out before, you can start by adding a walk in the beginning of the day and then slowly increase your workout more and more to where the point you're working out for 30 minutes to an hour, and once you really enjoy it, sometimes even 2 hours. But what this focus on isn't just building strength. It allows your mind to be clear. It allows you to take yourself away from your work and focus on you. But it also allows you to reduce stress and become and actively work towards the person you want to be. Also, by fueling your body, this is also extremely important. And by eating a clean whole food diet, it not only provides your body the nourishment that it needs, but it also allows you to have that clarity. And I never realized how much my diet played into my brain fog. And the second I cleaned up my diet, I had this sense of clarity that I'd never experienced before. And so not only is it nourishing your body after working out, but it's nourishing your mind and nourishing your brain to be the highest level performer that you can be, so you can get to those $10, $20, $30,000 a month goals. But alongside that as well, I don't want you to always focus on pushing. When I first started, I worked for 10 months straight, 7 days a week. I'm not saying do that, because that honestly burnt me out so much. What I can say is set time aside once a week or even twice a week to have some downtime. Watch a movie, go get ice cream, hang out with your friends. Focus on something that you genuinely love to do. Maybe it's not sales. Maybe it's you just learning a little bit more about a different topic, but this allows you to remove yourself away. So by the time when you hop back into the sales world, when you're taking calls, you're able to come at it full force and have your mind clear, ready to go and crush some calls. And lastly is changing your perspective and not only seeing sales as a professional development, but also a personal one. Sales isn't just about hitting numbers. It isn't just hitting $10,000 a month or to be able to get that new car. What it is becoming a better version of yourself. Each time you close a deal or set the next appointment, it's gonna build that confidence. And most importantly, every single call that you hop on, it's gonna improve your communication, not only improving how you communicate on the call, but also communicate in day-to-day relationships. So as you start to focus more on developing out your sales skills, you'll start to see that sales isn't only a professional development, but you'll start to become a better version of yourself and learn how to communicate and navigate so many scenarios, because sales is everywhere and sales is everything. Overall, this industry is tough, but it doesn't have to break you or burn you out. By focusing on your why, you're setting realistic goals. You're remembering every single day of why you're working towards what you're working towards. And building a sustainable routine allows you to stay productive, but most importantly, balance. Remember, it's not about grinding 24/7. It's about working smart and taking care of yourself along the way. If you're looking to learn more and get connected with a community of like-minded people that are actively working towards being 1% better, and not only by developing out their sales skills professionally, but also developing out their skills personally, click the link in the description and I'll see you guys in the next video.